All right, I could not get the camera to turn around from my phone, so we're just going to do it this way. So we're going to look at our Monday column first, okay? So the first problem, we have 3/10 to the 4th power. So when we're working that out, we would have our base and our exponent. 3/10 is our base, 4 is our exponent. Remember, the bossy exponent tells us how many times the base is going to be multiplied by itself. So in this case, 4 times. So we would write that out in expanded form. So 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3. Okay? So then we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So when we do 3/10 times 3/10, we would get 9/100. Okay? A common mistake, you would just do 3 times 3 right here, and you might think it's 9/10. But remember, you would move the decimal here and here, so you'd have to move it twice. So that's why we get the 9/10 right there. Remember to mark out as you use so you don't repeat, okay? Now we're going to bring this times 0.3 down, and then 9 times 3 would be what? 27, okay? So then we would have 0.027, right? We're done with that one. And we're going to bring this one down times 3/10. 27 times 3/10. We would get 27 times 3 is 81. Remember, the decimal here would be moved 4 times. So we would have 2 zeros, a 0 in our tenths and our hundred spot, and then 81 right here. So that is the answer to number 1 in the Monday column. All right, moving on, still with Monday, we had 218 divided by 5. Okay, so let's look at that. How many times does 5 go into 2? Well, 5 is bigger, so 0. All right, then we ask ourselves, how many times does it go into 21? Remember, if we all should know our multiples of 5, but to save us, if we don't, remember we can make that multiplication tower, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And then we would know this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many times does it go into 21? It can't go over, so we'd come over here. That would be 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we put it here, multiply, subtract, we get 1, bring down our 8. How many times does it go into 18? So 20 would be higher, so it's not 4 times, it would go in 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15, then we have a remainder of 3. So let's look at our answer choices. Now, do we see 43 with a remainder of 3? We see 43.3, but I don't think that is the correct answer choice. We need to add a trailing 0. So we would add our decimal point, add a 0 here, bring it down. How many times does 5 go into 30? We see 30 on our chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. Now we don't have a remainder, so our answer would be 43.6. So B was the correct answer on number 2 in Monday's column. All right, number 3, we have an equation, a pretty simple one, right? So if 8x is equal to 800, then what is the value of x? So 8, oh, it's hard to write and video yourself writing at the same time. 8x equals 800. We have a multiplication equation. Remember, when the variable is right beside a number, it's attached to it, this means multiplication. So we have to do the inverse operation to determine what x is. So the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So we would divide by 8. We know that 800 divided by 8 is what? 100. Then we can check our work by plugging it back in. 8 times 100, we know, equals 800. So we would know that our solution is correct. So the value of x was 100. Number 4, the last one on Monday. What is the area of the trapezoid above? Now, if you notice, if you scroll down in your instructions, or if you have the packet, you have the instructions, I attached notes that we've done before, or formulas, stuff that I thought you may need to help you out. So in that, you should have had the area of a trapezoid. And we need to know the formula of area of a trapezoid to be able to solve that problem. So area equals height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. So now let's plug in what we know. What is our height? The height of that trapezoid is 14. Okay? Base 1 is 30. And base 2 is 15. Remember that addition is associative. So you could do 15 for base 1 and 30 for base 2. You would still get the same answer, and it's inside those parentheses. So we have our height, base 1, base 2, and then you divide it by 2. So we follow order of operations to do this. So 30 plus 15, we do what's in our parentheses first, and we get 45. Okay, 45 times 14. I'm going to come over to the side and solve that. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. Add our Mr. Smiley. We're done with that 4. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 4 is 4. Now we add 8 plus 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So we have 630 as our numerator, and then we're going to half that. 630 divided by 2. How many times does 2 go into 6? We know that 3 times 2 is 6. Bring down our 3. How many times does it go into 3? Once. 1 times 2 is 2. Oh, I'm running out of room, sorry. So then 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down this 0. How many times does 2 go into 10? 5. 5 times 2 is 10, so then we wouldn't have a remainder. So the area of that trapezoid would be 300. Area equals 315 feet squared. Remember, area is measured in square units. Surface